Oh, dude, I go between 64 and Melee. I play both. I don't play Melee actively because I don't have a GameCube controller or the game. But like, and I know like hearing those things, you're probably thinking, "Wow, you must suck at Melee." But well, which is true. But I'm probably better than you think I am at it, despite the fact that I don't own the game. But like competitively, it's not super different. It's just the physics are very different. But like a lot of the spacing and like that's pretty much it. The spacing is mostly the same. But well, the point I was making with Melee is that it's surprisingly not that difficult to go between them. There's a lot of stuff about Melee that I think is too slow, which I know is like hard to believe seeing 64. But a lot of the stuff in that game feels clunky to me. So, like, if you just want to go fast like 64, you can play 64 fast. Yeah, no, I know, and everyone you talk to who plays Melee thinks 64 is slow. And, like, I get that. I get what everyone's talking about. I'm just saying that when you've played 64 as much as I have, you get so used to the movement and the options that it's so weird when Melee slows anything down. I'd say as a whole, this game is obviously slower than Melee. But there's stuff in this game that is faster than it is in Melee. And I'm so used to it in this game that, like, when I play Melee, I'm like, God, this game is so slow. Like, and the fact that every spike is super delayed, every single move has, like, a really long warm-up period, like, that sucks. I feel like platform movement is a lot more difficult. Perfect lands are not as easy. That's another thing about 64 is that, since we don't have spot dodging, you can spam Z when you're in the air. That gets you basically free techs, it gets you free, Z cancels. Whereas you have to really work for them in Melee. That's another thing about Melee I hate is the tech lockout if you hit the button early. Because the timing window is extremely unintuitive. And it's real easy to press R or L early, and if you do so, then it makes it so you can't tech. That's very, very stupid about Melee. But yeah, a lot, like, hitboxes in 64... Hitboxes in 64 come out a lot sooner, in my opinion. There's a lot more waiting for stuff in Melee. I guess, like, hitboxes coming out sooner is not really an opinionated thing. It's either wrong or right. But I feel like it's that way. Yeah, well, it just depends what you're comparing. Like, which game is harder. Each game has stuff that's much harder than the other one. I think consistency in Melee is considerably more hard. And, like, there's a lot more stuff you have to do with your fingers just to, like, play the game. Which I don't like. I think a lot of stuff should be... I mean, I think things should be pretty much just as easy as you can make them. Like, the reason I lose a game shouldn't be because my hands were stupid, you know? I mean, like, to an extent, yeah. But, like, I think the closer you can get to, like, playing the game on a purely mental level, the better the game is. Yeah, Melee's not... That's another thing. Well, it's, you know, it's obviously just, like, a subjective thing. But I don't think Melee's fun. I don't like playing it for long periods of time. This game, like, I could sit and play 64 pretty much all day. If I'm not, like, playing someone who's real boring, or if I'm playing multiple opponents, at least, then, like, I could play 64 pretty much all day. But Melee, God, I get so sick of it. Yeah, as soon as you start talking about Melee, the chat pops off. That figures, dude. Oh, we're talking about Melee now? Oh, I thought this was 64. Oh, I could talk about Melee all day. No, dude, I perfectly accept that I'm biased. Just as I perfectly accept that you are biased. I think Melee for the right person is almost a perfect game, I would say. If you are just the right person for it. And I am not. I am not a Melee. Well, I mean, obviously, you know, nothing's perfect. There's a lot of flaws in Melee, such as the glitch of wave dashing. But there's a lot of things about Melee that, like, if I were just a slightly different person, I would enjoy over 64. What up, Wilter Dude, man? Thanks for following. Even though I'm a dirty, filthy 64 player. But yeah, Melee sucks. Now that you've subbed, Melee sucks.